Trump assassination attempt. I'm Dave Anthony. The acting Secret Service director goes to West Palm Beach, Florida, where the former president was targeted at the Trump International Golf Club. Though unlike July's shooting, he was not hurt. Nobody was.
There's no leader in the history of America that has been so attacked and has remained so strong and so resilient. He's one of a kind.
House Speaker Mike Johnson just told Fox the former president was in good spirits as he met with him right after yesterday's attempt.
FBI and local law enforcement are posted up outside hole 5 and 6 right now, processing evidence, including that rifle found on the scene.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol in West Palm Beach. Secret Service opened fire after seeing that gun poking through bushes.
Now, a witness has been a huge help to police in this investigation who saw 58-year-old Ryan Ruth run from the golf course bushes and jump into a black Nissan. The witness gave the plate numbers to police.
And he surrendered when stopped. Martin County Sheriff Will Snyder tells Fox.
Despite the fact that we had numerous people out with rifles, uniformed personnel, a helicopter, interstate shutdown, he was as calm as if he was going to a Sunday picnic.
Ryan Routh is said to have been a Trump supporter in 2016, but is not anymore. President Biden, in a statement, condemned political violence. Republican Congresswoman Laura Lee, who's on the House task force investigating security failures in the July Trump assassination attempt in Pennsylvania, tells Fox.
President Biden and Vice President Harris should call for a full presidential level detail to be assigned to President Trump. Clearly, the threat to him is extreme.
A tropical storm warning is up for the Carolina coast as a storm that does not have a name yet closes in today. They awarded the Emmys last night on ABC. Hacks got Best Comedy.
We are so lucky to live our dream and make television, and we couldn't do it without our Hacks family.
Paul Downs co-created the show and stars in it. Shogun won the most Emmys, 18, including Best Drama Series. America's listening to Fox News.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer. Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Central banks are buying gold at record amounts, and the trend is accelerating in 2024. They see the writing on the wall. The dollar is failing. Is gold the answer for you too? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold, the only gold company I trust, right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Look at our top Fox News story, the second Trump assassination attempt. It happened yesterday in West Palm Beach, Florida, where the Secret Service director is today as the investigation ramps up. A suspect, Ryan Ruth, is in custody. Nobody, including the former president, was hurt. 50 days before the election, Vice President Harris put out a statement that we all must do our part to ensure this incident does not lead to more violence. Today, the Democrat court's one final big union endorsement.
The International Brotherhood of Teamsters will host a rank-and-file roundtable with Vice President Kamala Harris at the union's headquarters in Washington, D.C. Harris has already gotten support from several big unions, but the Teamsters have been holding off until they meet with her. They say they want Harris to have the chance to speak to them about protecting workers. They've already spoken with former President Trump, but Teamster President Sean O'Brien recently criticized him after Trump suggested workers who go on strike should be fired. In Washington, Jill Nato, Fox News.
We keep saving some money at the gas pump.
We've got a 13-cent drop over the past 3 weeks. Gasoline is now $3.30 per gallon, regular grade.
That's analyst Shelby Lundberg. She surveys gas stations across the country, and so does AAA. Its national average for regular is a dime less than hers at $3.20 per gallon. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed. Up for the Dow this morning, but down for the NASDAQ, which had its best week of the year last week, surging up nearly 6%. The Dow rose almost 3%. A member of the Jackson 5 has died.
And I do know that I want you.
Tito Jackson was Michael's brother, a key part of that Jackson 5 group that had hits in the 1970s and 80s. Tito Jackson was 70 years old. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
All right, good morning. Here's what happened yesterday in Florida.
1:30 this afternoon, call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. The golf course is surrounded by shrubbery.
Yeah, unbelievable. The second assassination attempt on Donald Trump in the last 65 days. And believe it or not, there was a president that they tried to kill 2 times in 17 days in our lifetime.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I don't know if you remember Gerald Ford.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Pardoned Mr. Nixon. Yes. I remember that.
Sarah Jane,
Congressman out of Michigan.
Right. Sarah Jane Moore tried to take his life. And then Squeaky Fromm, 17 days later, she was a cultist with Charles Manson.
I see.
And so she was bothered by the environment. This guy yesterday against Trump apparently is just all in on Ukraine. And both the guy in Pennsylvania 2 months ago, he's mentally disturbed, clearly based on the background of that guy. And then this guy looks whacked out as well. But no, somehow the Secret Service saw the barrel coming through the bushes. Mm-hmm. He was about 400 or 500 yards away. The president was on the previous hole, so he's coming up. And certainly a guy with a scope like that and had military experience would have had a pretty good shot. So I think it's time to say it's full-blown Secret Service protection for Donald Trump.
Right.
He doesn't have.
I would think so. I would think so.
He's got.
Yes.
Apparently, we don't have the people. We don't have the personnel to assign. So we're just. I don't know. People don't want to do it, or they don't have enough people. I don't know. I don't understand. But Secret Service on the ready yesterday, taking shots before any shots fired from that gun, and so that's kind of what we know this morning. But just unbelievable. What's happening? Let's check your weather, and good morning. I'm Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
This is our meteorologist, Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And reminding you to get the Central Illinois Bat Festival on your calendar. That's coming your way on September 28th at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4 and down at the Lake House from 5:30 to 8:30. Lots of great activities. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
All right, Mr. Solier, we got kind of a warm week here coming, don't we, sir?
Yeah, we certainly do. The warmth continues on, almost midsummer-like on a few days this week. Had that over the past weekend, and the atmosphere coming to a screeching halt as it applies to the movement of features around here with blockade of tropical systems. What was Francine has augured its way just offshore of Myrtle Beach. Redevelopment anticipated there to tropical storm force conditions over the next probably 12 to less than 24 hours, and then a backing up back into the Carolinas. There'll be some big rains and some flooding issues there. Got Gordon out across the open waters of the Atlantic tracking on westward. Just a depression for now. And then across the plains and western states, big old upper air trough, more typical of fallout there. None of that's really going to come our way. It'll stall out weekend and perhaps a couple of showers out of it early next week. And there will be some shower activity contended if you're going to go out towards Lincoln for Illinois football Friday night, but still mild out there for the time of year. Speaking of which, 60 at Willard and Savoy and Rantoul later on today will top out midsummer-like, close to 90 in a bunch of spots. Sunshine, light easterly wind will bottom out at 64 tonight. In the dry air, slightly longer nights, that allows for a nice drop-off in readings. It'll get into slightly cooler air from the north and east tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Temperatures in the upper 80s tomorrow, 84 on Wednesday, 85 on Thursday. Overnight readings in the 50s, and we warm right back up into the upper 80s for Friday and Saturday, and middle 80s on Sunday as we clock into the fall season. Next chance for a couple of showers, maybe Monday and or Tuesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is running actually for an office in New York. We are rooting for Joe Cardinale, retired New York Police Department Lieutenant Commander. And owner-operator of Blue Line Pilot Cars, Republican conservative candidate, can we please stop trying to kill Donald Trump, Joe? What the heck?
Oh, this is getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point where when are they going to, the higher echelon, when are they going to start taking this serious? I mean, they should have took it serious the day he won the first election. All right, and it's getting to the point now that the boots on the ground are paying the price for poor decisions made at the top.
Well, I don't know what we do. He should have absolutely full presidential protection at this point. Let's just say he could go into the Gerald Ford Club. Gerald Ford, the president after Richard Nixon back in the 70s, they attempted on his life 2 times in 17 days, but he was sitting president. I think at this point, if you're serious about keeping Donald Trump safe, this is crazy on a candidate. Never happened twice in 65 days. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable is right. And you know what? I say, scale back on Biden if you have to, because he's not doing anything. He's hiding out at the beaches and everything. It's a lot easier to secure the beach, all right, because they block it off anyways. But, and it's just to the point of when is the higher echelon going to say, this is what we need to do, sit down with, the powers that be from President Trump and say, this is what we would like to do. Or the people that are surrounding President Trump right now, I'm not talking about Secret Service, I'm talking about his inner circle, turn around and say, we want this secured, we want that secured. Now they started blaming local police and everything. Listen, local police, even in New York City, all right, when the president's out of town or in town, they know that that's his residence. They go and they secure, they put a post outside, they put a few posts outside, they know it's a sensitive area, so they take care of it. The police down there are doing the same thing, but to what degree? All right, so if you want, make it a no standing, absolutely nobody over there. Put a geo fence up if you have to. Do something over there to secure this man, because I don't care what they say. They're saying right now that he's not going to be charged with the attempted assassination because he didn't take a shot at Trump. All right? That's baloney, all right? President Trump was one hole away from another attempt on his life, all right? One hole away, and if that Secret Service agent did not see that rifle protruding through the fence, all right, things would be a lot different right now.
Unbelievable that they're not going to charge him, although somehow I'm not shocked. All right, when Kamala Harris came out with her, I condemn political violence, all that, maybe all the Democrats should get a message. Maybe all politicians should get a message.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
Okay, so maybe, and I'll include all politicians in this, Donald Trump, everybody. Sometimes when you talk, not all of us are mentally stable enough to digest it, Joe. It's just, and what get up in their face. Guess what they did, right? I mean, I don't know how you ever turn this down.
Maxine Waters. Yep. That's Maxine Waters. Then you turn around, you'll have Chris Cuomo with that ridiculous quote, show me where it says. It says it right in the Constitution, moron, peacefully, all right, to peacefully protest, all right? It doesn't mean burning half the complex down on campuses outside there. And it doesn't mean that you burn the flag. Yeah, you want to have that speech of burning the flag. That's great. You're not allowed to burn things. If I started a fire in the middle of Fifth Avenue, they'd arrest me, all right, for starting a fire. If I barbecued a hamburger in the middle of Fifth Avenue, they would do something about it. This is out of control. This is out of control to the point that it is hate speech. And I just went on a show last night, and the interviewer turned around and said, Joe, but this is freedom of speech. So I don't want to see anybody put in jail for freedom of speech. So I turned around and I said, but it's okay for Jake Tapper to turn around and call him Hitler. That's okay. All right, so he could turn around and call him Hitler and get away with it. But meanwhile, if anybody was to use a racial epithet on any show, including yourself, Diane, everybody else, all right, you'd be taken off the air 30 seconds or not even 30 seconds after you turn the mic off, you're gone. You're off the air permanently. But nothing is done to people that profess that he's Hitler, that go out and get in their face. Nothing is done. Now, politicians get away with it, but, the media is held to a different standard, all right, when you're on one side of the fence, all right? And it's getting to the point where it's dangerous. And you nailed it. You turn around and said, it's like somebody hears this, and it's like it's almost like lighting the fuse under somebody.
Yeah.
It's like that ember is always there, and then you blow on that ember and you start a flame. And that's what's happening right now. You're getting every nut job that can't stand Trump that's going to get their moment of fame out there. Look at the smug look on this jerk's face when he's sitting in the car. Like, he was so happy to get caught, you know, because now he can give statements and profess everything. Oh, this was great for me and everything. He should spend the rest of his life in jail for this, but he won't, all right, because they'll find some kind of caveat for him. So, you know, enough is enough. You know, this man is the biggest target out there right now.
All right, finally, Joe, we're a country of laws. How come we don't follow our own laws?
Because there is a total disregard for the law, right? The law is for those who make it applicable. That's it, all right? It's not anything like New York City. Take Bragg, you know, take Bragg. He's the biggest example you can give. He'll go after a cop before he goes after the person that assaulted that cop. It's been proven time and time again. This is how far we've gone off the rails. And don't think people aren't paying attention to this. You have staunch Democrats that are saying, I can't stand what my party's doing right now. All right? Just like if this were the Republican or Conservative Party and they were off the rails on something like this, I would turn around and say, you know what? I can't support this. You know, I'm not going for this. And hopefully November, people see that across the country. You know, because this is, we can say it time and time again, and it's not fear-mongering. This is the most crucial election I've ever seen. And the people need to wake up and say, listen, I need to really carefully think about that when I go into the booth. Am I going to vote for somebody because Taylor Swift loves them? Give me a break, right? Our politicians shouldn't be defined by a pop star, all right, or by Hollywood. They should be defined by the actions they've taken and the actions that they plan to take. President Trump has that record, right? She does not. She did nothing for almost 4 years now, and she's going to promise you the world, and she's going to hand you a map, just like they always do.
How's your election campaign going, Joe? You're running for a member of the State House in New York. How's it going?
It's going very well. You know, I'm out there every single day. When I finish my interviews this morning, I'll be out walking again. You know, I went to a lot of events. You know, the events are, you know, multiple in days, so 4 or 5 events, but you get out there. And my big thing is I love speaking to people. I love the one-on-one interaction because people need to hear from you. They don't want to see what you're printing because anybody could print anything. It's what you plan to do.
Well,
you know, and it's crucial here in New York.
You'll be a gift. How can people find Joe Cardinale?
Oh, they can find me on most of the sites over there. You can go to Joe Cardinale4Assembly.com, Joe Cardinale for Assembly at Gmail. They have I'm Joe Cardinale for Assembly on Facebook, on X, and on the weekly Instagram as well. I'm out there. They can see everything I'm doing.
Rooting for you, my friend. Thank you, Joe. Joe Cardinale from New York City, ESB on 93.5, 718. Here's Greg's weather again.
Look at everyone, that's check weather free Central Illinois. Champaign event has set a gorgeous spell of summer weather that has continued on, does just that for this week. We'll clock into the fall season. The old autumn equinox comes Sunday morning. Next inkling of rainfall in scattered pockets early next week. Somewhat cooler air, but still above average temperatures will continue on into that following week. So no real cold air, no real autumn in sight whatsoever. Tropics getting busy off the Carolina coast and into the open waters of the central Atlantic. That'll keep a blockade of any progressive weather systems our way, i.e. rain in the plains, cool off for the western states. We stay summer-like around here till further notice. Mostly sunny, hot for the day today for a mid-September day, close to 90. Clear tonight and 58 to 62 for the low tomorrow. Sunny, warm, the high around 87. Sunshine at 84 for the day on Wednesday. Middle 80s Thursday, upper 80s Friday and Saturday. Mid-80s on Sunday. Next chance for showers early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Soldgay.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max.
Target is getting ready to step up hiring for the holiday season. It will hire 100,000 additional seasonal team members across stores and supply chain facilities. Target says last year, more than half of its seasonal team members were offered a position to stay with the company. Also, Target is planning a pre-holiday sale, Target Circle Week, on October 6th through 12th. Investors appear to be moving cautiously in anticipation of this week's Federal Reserve meeting. The Fed is expected to lower interest rates 0.25% on Wednesday. As the machinists union walkout continues at Boeing, the Wall Street Journal says the tough job for Boeing's new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, just got worse. Ratings firms have warned that a prolonged strike will force them to downgrade Boeing's credit rating. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
The Central Illinois Bat Festival is coming to the Urbana Park District September 28th. The Bat Festival is free and has activities for all ages. It's at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4. Then the Central Illinois Bat Festival moves to Crystal Lake Park from 5:30 to 8:30. You can have a free walk and listen, then look for bats. Everything is free. Central Illinois Bat Festival, September 28th, urbanaparks.org.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
It is Monday. This is 16th of
Yes,
September.
it is.
Man, we're past halfway now, friends.
It's true.
October is 2 weeks away. Halloween. I saw the pumpkins in Dollar General
Lots
in
of
August.
fall decorations coming up.
But all the Halloween was in Dollar General in August.
It's true.
Okay.
Pretty much after the 4th of July, we're in Halloween.
Okay. So we got Halloween, and then that means November. That means I put Christmas
That's
out.
right.
So there you go.
Just a hair earlier.
Yeah. All right. So we do have a Stever. It is from Curtis Orchard.
Oh, I love Curtis Orchard. Been there a few times. They're located at 3902 South Duncan Road in Southwest Champaign. Boy, is that a great destination for the fall. I know the Flying Monkey Cafe is open between 11 and 2. That's somewhere that my husband and I enjoyed lunch. He got the brat, and what did I have? The pumpkin bar is really outstanding.
Well, what do they have to eat that you're not happy
I know,
with? I mean, it's
exactly.
all very good.
And all that kind of old-fashioned comfort food, the au gratin
Yeah.
potatoes, the mac and cheese, the green beans, the corn, and the watermelon, and the fruit cup. And I mean, the list goes on and on.
$50 is what I'm handing you. $50 bills. That's Ulysses S. Grant's face on this. And what you must do is go to GoStever.com. If you're not a member, you can join and enter. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, you'll get an email if you're one of our mini winners, because we give away a lot of these today. But I want you to go to Curtis Orchard and just enjoy. $50 will buy some things that you'll enjoy, and go and do that and get her done.
Might want to do the hand-picked apple experience, or just experience all the activities on the weekends, too, that they offer for the kids. It's just a great destination.
All right, it's there at GoStever.com. It's up right now. Go click on that thing. Give yourself a chance at $50. My pleasure. All right, 7:25. We're going to talk about politics and mental health because, We got some of that going on.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so Brett Bielema, after the win against Central Michigan, let's be very candid here. It was hard to watch. It was really hard. At 3 hours, we were still at third quarter. It was, okay, how long does this last? There's a lot of penalties. And when you play a team you're supposed to beat, it's like, okay, we're not winning like we should.
Right.
Are they really going to compete and all this stuff? Brett Bielema after the game.
Well, it wasn't pretty. I could kind of almost feel this one coming a little bit since last Sunday.
Well, I was playing clips from Kansas Tuesday, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's my fault.
Put the Kansas game behind us and flipped a page into Central Michigan. I knew this was a team that, just because Coach McElwain and his staff, Coach Akey on defense, they don't back down from competition environment. So knew we had our work cut out for us. Unfortunately, I think we made it a little more difficult than it needed to be. But as I always say, I think these teachable moments come a lot better on the end of the victory than defeat. So I know we can make some things happen. Give a lot of credit to them. I thought our players persevered, especially the second half, to come out and play the way they did was fun to watch. We just got to take care of some pre-snap issues, especially on offense. They were doing some things where they stand and move their front. We got some new personnel groupings in there, put some guys in different positions. Brandon Henderson is a guy we've been dying to get on the field, so threw him in a tight end number, which was awesome to get him out there on the field. Ironically, this officiating crew was the crew that last time we were together was at Wisconsin, so had that whole shared experience. Was fun to work through that.
Okay, so let me explain. Last year we got beat because the guy didn't report. The Wisconsin player, when you report in a different number, you're supposed to say, I'm not a lineman, I'm a tight end. It was a wide open touchdown that beat us here at home last year. So Brett, through the whole game, 75 was reported as 94. Does anybody notice that? Big old thick guy, number 94. 75 reported 94. He had to do it like a dozen times. It's kind of like me when my coach told me, go yell timeout in the referee's face. Kind of startled him. Anyway, great school. Anyway, yeah, so it was one of those subtle things that said, okay, I'm going to report this guy a dozen times, and you're going to have to talk about it every time. So it's kind of an interesting thing.
Okay. Probably would start us off on the wrong foot today as it was, but I thought Luke Altmaier did some really good things, made some improvs, again, made some deep balls. Zachary continued to catch the ball. Pat Bryant, it was good to get Josh McCray involved. The way the game had kind of played out through these first two, we hadn't been able to get him out there. Again, in my experience as a head coach, when you have running backs that are different, right, different pace cars, different skill sets, to have Caden in there, then to pop Josh in there, and then to pop Khalil in there. Khalil's got that little sidestep shuffle that's really impressive to watch. Super excited. I thought our defense was resilient. Gave a special shout out to Aaron Henry. I know that began to break in the media. He actually, I was in my office late Wednesday night. He came in the room and unfortunately lost his sister right in the middle of the week. And to have him persevere, our defensive staff took over and did a lot of things for him while he was kind of away from it for us a little bit. But to go 3 games into it right now and to have few points as we have, speaks volumes about some of the stuff we're doing. But a tremendous task this week. Obviously, Nebraska plays UNI this afternoon. We'll dial into that. We'll turn the page very quickly tomorrow. Today is a Sunday already, even though we just got done with our first game on Saturday. Today's Sunday already because we're on a short week. So tomorrow will be a Monday, and Monday will be a Tuesday, and you can get it from there. So super excited. I know the outside world thinks we're 3-0, but we're going to try to go 1-0 every week and put our task at hand to get that done.
All right, first time since 2008 the Fighting Illini are ranked playing another ranked team.
Right.
Nebraska's 22, we're 24 now.
Game at 7 o'clock in Lincoln on Friday.
But it's been since 2008. It is 16 years ago since we've been ranked with another ranked team.
Right.
That's kind of unusual. And then it's the first time since 2013 that we've started 3-0. We're undefeated and untied, my friends. We have, I think, a concern at running back from the standpoint of blocking. I don't think the guys are running like we perhaps wanted to, and certainly some adjustments, I'm sure, to figure some of that out. The running game's not great, but boy, Luke Holtmeyer's been great. And the wide receivers have been great. Kari Franklin's a real deal. I expect him to play Sundays.
Right.
Maybe Pat Bryant, too. I mean, we've got some good players and way better. We had Isaiah last year, Isaiah Williams. Outside of that, Pat Bryant was younger. All these other guys. I mean, Casey Washington was really good last year. So this is a more talented, capable wide receiver room, which is very good news. So we'll see. We're going to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah, we are.
Nebraska's 3-0, and they creamed somebody on Saturday, and they went to Colorado and beat Colorado, although I don't think Colorado's very good. So we are 8.5-point underdogs, which kind of shocks me. I thought it'd be more like 3 or 4, but we'll see. Maybe Nebraska's that good, but I love going in as a dog. And we'll be the dog next week, probably double digits of underdog against Penn State in a week when we go out there. Well, we did what we needed
Penn State
to.
ranked number 10.
Yeah, we'll be 15-point underdog. That's great. Bring it. We'll see, because we expected probably be 2-1 right now. We're 3-0. So we got a little play. If we go up and shock Nebraska, then people are going to start talking. And then Penn State game will probably get a lot of attention.
And we'll hear Jay Lehman's perspective after 3.
You'll want to do that. All right, we'll be right back.
President Trump Sunday will do a walkthrough of the site following the second attempt on his life. The suspect, Ryan Wesley Ruth, is in custody.
So he is originally from North Carolina, and he moved to Hawaii in 2017. He has prior arrests for drug possession, driving without a license, expired inspection, and operating a vehicle without insurance.
Fox's Brooke Singman reporting. House Speaker Mike Johnson was on his way to Mar-a-Lago Sunday when the incident took place.
There's no leader in the history of America that has been so attacked and has remained so strong and so resilient. He's one of a kind. He is not going to stop fighting for the American people. And it was really encouraging for us to sit and visit with him right after that happened.
Speaker Johnson earlier on Fox and Friends. America's listening to Fox News.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. This midsummer-like weather pattern remains firmly ensconced. Should stay that way for this week into the weekend. Still mild early next week, but by Monday next week, our next inkling of a little shower activity. Anticipate, though, rain out there and some shower activity for the ball game. Illinois and Nebraska out at Lincoln come Friday evening, but still mild out there for the time of year. Highs here today at summer-like levels around 90 with sunshine and heat with a light easterly wind, but humidity in check. Clear tonight, comfortable in the dry air though, lows 58 to 62. Tomorrow quite warm again, sunshine at 87, mostly sunny 84 on Wednesday, back up to 85 on Thursday. Friday into the weekend at late summer warmth continues on at 87 on Friday, 88 Saturday, 86 on Sunday, the first day of autumn. First round of at least scattered shower activity due in for early next week, but Monday temperatures still into the low to mid 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Solke.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Weather with meteorologist Greg Solke, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you, if you're a man in your 50s, it's time for the talk to discuss the pros and cons of prostate cancer screening with your provider at Carl Health, especially if your risk is higher. Go to carl.org for details. Right now, mostly sunny and 61.
Okay, Michelle Dean, a licensed professional counselor, owner, founder of Mindscape Mental Health. Michelle Dean is in Dallas. How are you?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
We're just fine. We're talking a little bit about politics and mental health. With this latest assassination attempt on Donald Trump, I would remind all politicians that what you say is not necessarily received by a mentally sound individual. True or false?
True.
So how do we get through all this? Because we've friendships have been lost, families split apart. I was with someone over the weekend, and the politics went to Donald Trump, and a little surprising. So instead of doing that, I just said, well, I hope Illinois wins today.
Yeah.
I went the other way.
I have to use the restroom.
There was no, I didn't want to leave.
I mean, that's
I
what I do.
there's not worth getting into something you're not going to win.
Absolutely.
So you might as well defer, or you got to stand there and be uncomfortable and then get in an argument, which is silly. So I just didn't do it.
Yeah, this political polarization could really have a strain on family and peer relationships. It leads to conflicts or emotional distancing a lot of times, like you're talking about. And sometimes in extreme cases, these differences really can create a feeling of isolation and pressure. Sometimes to conform to the views around you, fit in something uncomfortable, which is complicated. It's hard to balance those relationships that are important to you. But really remembering to prioritize the relationship over your political views can be really helpful. It might be a boundary that you do have to create with your friends or family to say, hey, this is just uncomfortable to talk about. Like, let's move forward and not talk about it.
You know, though, I do believe we've all gotten soft. I really think that we're not able to accept and take things like we used to.
Right.
We get offended quicker and
No
easier.
spirited debate anymore.
Well, it's just more of I don't want to. You've hurt my feelings,
Right.
and then you need some place to go, and somebody has to hug you, and all these other things. And then I think back to the first immigrants that came to America, even at the turn of the 19th century. You know what toughness they had to try and figure out the dinner that night, figure out how to survive. And the toughness they had, and here we are, somebody looks at me funny, and I want to sue them because they've hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and sometimes some of this overexposure really to the negative and polarizing political context that's out there can make you a little desensitive and apathetic towards important issues.
Can you talk about the social media? I mean, we see so many quote unquote friends that are posting things. And to me, I just look away. But, so many people chime in. And how can you believe that? And all this. It's like, I guess if you're putting something out there, you're wanting some comments back. I don't know. But this political polarization topic is definitely something on social media that I'm just going to keep to myself or look away. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, people really are using social media as a platform to express how they're feeling, and it often provokes strong emotional reactions from viewers, which leads to higher engagement rates, but also the social media platform you might be on prioritizes content that generates engagement, so you might see it more often, and as a result, division and extreme viewpoints are more likely to be amplified, further contributing to political polarization by making these views more visible and influential. And someone might, you might not have had contact with somebody for a long time, but you're seeing this post because that algorithm-driven content amplification, and then it's making you feel a certain way towards that person and you might not want to be friends with them anymore on social media. Right. You might want to limit your views of them. And that can be hard. I think people, when they sit behind the computer, are more apt to say things that can be more controversial than they would sitting in the same room.
Oh, I mean, we can text like a wizard, but we can't look somebody in the eye and talk to them anymore. That's for sure.
Right.
And I think that I think COVID messed us up, maybe irreparably for some, but we're not meant to be isolated, and certainly not meant to do all our communicating on the phone. I mean, back in the days when they had piano lessons posted outside some woman's house, now it's talking lessons. Let me help you be able to communicate with a spoken word. Michelle, you'll never be unemployed, Michelle, ever.
Right.
I don't know what to say. Any other advice before I let you go?
Really, I think it's important to foster constructive conversations around this, especially for parents with kids at home, because they're being exposed to things at school, things on the news, like even their social media that is designed to align with their interests, beliefs, and their past behavior, like what they liked. To teach them really to be aware that, to filter some of these things, because young kids in their critical developmental age, don't know what is real and not. They're taking all this information in as something real, and that really has a detrimental effect on their development and their mental health.
Well, it's a constant struggle these days, and I know we have a big election coming up, and I just pray we get through it the right way and see what happens and move forward. But the days of saying, let's all come together and root for the Olympians, well, maybe. I mean, they used to be 100%. Root for the well, maybe, because they posted something 12 years ago that I was offended by, man. It's crazy. Michelle Dean, how can people connect with you?
MindStateMentalHealth.com. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm also on Psychology Today.
Well, nice visiting with you from Dallas. Thank you, Michelle Dean, 741. Yeah, we're struggling. No doubt about it. But you do have sports as a diversion, and that does help. And when believe it or not, when your team's winning, like the Illini, it does feel better on Monday. It's crazy how that connects. Where you're thinking, okay, well, how good are we? Well, I think we're a bowl team. I do think that we're a very strong pick to go to a bowl. I'm sure happy I'm not in West Lafayette this morning. I don't know if you all saw the Notre Dame Purdue game.
No.
Mm-hmm. That's our former defensive coordinator, over there, head coach of Purdue. 66-7 in front of a national TV game at your home field.
Oh, boy.
That's not very good. I think it was 42-0 at half.
Oh, boy.
No, it was Boo Birds out at halftime. So that they took a beat, and Notre Dame lost to Northern, and what a great fortuitous thing for Northern Illinois to have the week off,
right?
Because they're still celebrating their win over Notre Dame.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have been capable of playing anybody.
NIU's number 23.
I know. Northern Illinois, how good are they? We'll see the rest of the way in their schedule. They should be favored every game from here on out. Have to play Toledo, but if you beat Notre Dame, you ought to beat Toledo.
Right.
That's how you're going to look at the whole season. So pressure's on them because their fans are now thinking they're going to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Even though they can't go to the Super Bowl. They can go to the top 12. They could, I guess. But I don't know. Even if Northern goes undefeated, would they be ranked? They don't get an automatic bid in their conference. So would they be ranked in the top 4 or 5, which is what Notre Dame has to be to actually, because Notre Dame doesn't have a football home as a they're independent. They've got part of the ACC in basketball, but not football.
I see.
We own football.
Okay.
So they're out of that. Anyway, we'll see what Illinois does.
Well, they're ranked number 18 after that win. So
yeah, it didn't carry much weight because I think weren't they 18 before the game?
I see.
Well, I don't think Purdue's very good. But they'll come to Champaign and play their butts off on October 12th.
I know that.
They always beat us, and we gotta stop that.
Playing for the cannon and all that.
No,
but this was 66-7 with the Boilermakers stung by Notre Dame.
Crushed. Wasn't competitive. It was really bad. So we'll see. Illinois, worst case, going to the Michigan exciting sellout 100th anniversary of Red Grange. And by the way, Michigan doesn't look very good to me. I think we can compete totally that day. But I think worst case ought to be 4-2 for us because they're 3-0. You say lose the 2 road games and beat Purdue or some combination of 1-2 the next 3 weeks. Worst case ought to be 4-2. And that's very acceptable, very bowl alive, all of those things you want to be for a game like that. And listen, we've shown with the Kansas game, it'll be more electric than the Kansas game. It'll be one of the most electric audiences we'll have had because a couple of empty seats in the Kansas, it won't be anything for the Michigan game because it's Michigan. And it's Red Grange.
I just looked up Ryan Walters is who you were trying to
Ryan
think
Walters is the defensive coordinator at Illinois when we were number 1 in the nation defensively.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Florida Bowl in Tampa, whatever that was. Lost because our top players wouldn't play because of the draft.
Right.
Which is exactly what I would have done if I'm Devin Witherspoon. You can't get hurt.
And that's how, the new chapter of bowls are probably going to look like without all the stars, right?
It's too much money. Devin signed for $30 million.
I mean, what if they were to get injured in the bowl game?
Well, they probably wouldn't be a $30 million person, would they? You can't blame the family.
Right.
You can't. Chase Brown didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing for the Cincinnati Bengals now. I saw him carry the ball yesterday.
Oh, great.
All right, it's 1:45. We jump to some morning sports, a little more on the Fighting Illini and the fact that we are 3-0. Good news there. Baseball winding down. It doesn't really matter for our teams. Well, we're almost done.
Are we mathematically totally out of it? No chance?
Probably not. Cubs have to win the rest.
Right.
And Atlanta probably has to lose the rest. kind of like that.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Toronto over St. Louis 3-2 yesterday.
Toronto's not even very good, and they sweep the Cardinals.
Dang it.
I don't know what's happening to St. Louis, but man, oh man, they got 7 home games coming up, including tonight. And you're going to go tonight because you're going to want to see the Pittsburgh pitcher. Paul Skeens pitches tonight.
I see.
He's like the next Clayton Kershaw. I mean, he's really good. And I thought he was a little arrogant. Well, if you can wear it, I guess you can wear it because he's that good. He's 21 years old, and he's ridiculous.
Okay.
Cardinals are not going to score much on that guy. He's pretty amazing.
So I didn't get the game time for that here on
I think
ESPN
you're on the air at
93.5.
5:50.
Okay.
6:45 is the first pitch.
Uh-huh.
We'll have it on your Cardinal station. It's been another disappointing year. As far as the Cardinal standard goes, it's not been very good.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we had the Cubs beating Colorado. 6-2 was the final.
They're 5 out. 5 away. It's September 10, 12 more games. You pretty much got to win out, and then you got to hope for help. It's not like if I win, I get. You got to hope that the other team loses. Because Atlanta and New York Mets are 5 ahead of the Cubs, 7 ahead of the Cardinals.
Shota Imanaga to the mound at Wrigley with a 6:40 start as the Cubs host the Oakland A's, who were defeated by the Chicago White Sox yesterday, 4-3. It's kind of a conflict up there because the White Sox fans just want losses at this point because, they want the worst record or to have something out of this.
I think they want to at least have a record of some kind.
Right.
They don't, at this point,
right.
It doesn't matter.
Chicago White Sox and LA Angels are at 8:38 tonight. So we haven't really talked about the Bears, and Houston came out on top 19-13.
I like Chicago. I think the Bears heard on Q96, part of our family. You can hear Jeff Joniak. I think the Bears are good.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a 21-year-old quarterback. However old Caleb Williams is, I don't think he's much older than 21.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're going to blitz their brains out against the kid. It's just they're too good of athletes. And yet he was still pretty evasive. I think the Bear defense is a playoff-type defense. I really think they're good. So I think the Chicago Bears have a chance. Caleb Williams is a lot better week 2 from week 1.
Okay.
And he went into the room on Monday after a horrible game that the Bears won a week ago, and he listened, and he took notes, and he was coachable. As opposed to, I'm the Heisman Trophy winner, I got $1 zillion in the bank, don't talk to me. He was totally all in to learn, and he was much better, and he has got a really nice arm, and he's got good receivers. I think the Chicago Bears are the real deal, and I'm glad I have the Bears signed up for 3 more years.
Green Bay over Indy, 16-10.
Nobody saw that coming without Jordan Love, by the way. Nobody saw that coming. Green Bay totally. I think everybody thought Indianapolis would win that game.
I see.
Because Jordan Love's gone.
Yeah.
And the backup went in there and beat him. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Atlanta's at Philadelphia, 7:15 tonight for Monday Night Football. Your Saints over the Cowboys.
I think there's something happening in New Orleans. Saints have scored 91 points in 2 games, and they dominated Dallas at Dallas. Dallas Cowboys, the vaunted America's team in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, they have never allowed 35 points in the first half like they did yesterday. The New Orleans Saints look different to me, and I did not see it coming or expect it, but they got this kid whose last name is Kubiak. He's the new offensive coordinator. And what that means is the Saints might be way better than thought, but that kid's going to get a head job next year. They jump on the offensive coordinators. They shift that kind of quickly.
I see.
So I don't know what his first name is. Dad, Gary Kubiak, was a quarterback in the NFL. I don't know if it's Clint Kubiak. Whatever it is, it changed the Saints, and they were unbelievable offensively against Dallas, who's really good.
Right.
Wow.
And I think it was in Dallas.
In Dallas, the Cowboys absolutely, totally dominated on both sides of the ball, and it was a shock. I mean, the Saints were 6.5-point underdogs, and they blew them out 41-19. Unbelievable.
Clint Kubiak, is that who you're talking about?
That's the kid.
Okay.
I don't think he's very old, but he's going to get a head job if he does that kind of job. No question.
Okay. So thanks for that insight, Stevie. That kind of sums it up, and we'll get a whole lot more with Jay Lehman's perspective after 3 here on ESPN 93.5.
Jay Lehman will break it down, tell you what was great, what wasn't so great. It wasn't. Listen, we all knew it. I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to talk about a letdown. It's going to happen. You win a game against Kansas that we always lose? No, it's just they're human. We're all human. I was talking about it till Tuesday, and
Yeah.
Brother Johnny said, we got to quit talking about Kansas.
Right. We've got to pivot, get ready for Central Michigan.
And I sat next to a fan who was one of those fans that had a son who was the kicker for Central Michigan.
Okay.
But boy, was he loud.
Let everybody know.
Oh,
all
boy.
around.
Oh, boy.
Was he wearing the jersey?
He was just all in, and I don't mind that, but it was a little in your face.
Yeah.
Like when they made a first down, he jumps up and points first down. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
It's a first down. Okay.
Okay. And, probably had a few beverages.
Yeah, he definitely had some things in his hand.
So there's that factor.
Yeah, but when you have a child in there, I'd be cheering and stuff, but I wouldn't be that vociferous, that boisterous, that kind of, my guy, yeah, loins from me.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Thank you. All right.
Made it hard to root for the kid who probably would have been embarrassed by his dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It is 7:51. Greg's weather coming up.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, we check your weather, brought to you by Kramer's Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvement, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit KramerSiding.com.
Champaign event has set a gorgeous spell of summer weather that has continued on. Does just that for this week. We'll clock into the fall season. The old autumn equinox comes Sunday morning. Next inkling of rainfall in scattered pockets early next week. Somewhat cooler air, but still above average temperatures will continue on into that following week. So no real cold air, no real autumn in sight whatsoever. Tropics getting busy off the Carolina coast and into the open waters of the central Atlantic. That'll keep a blockade of any progressive weather systems our way, i.e. rain in the plains, cool off for the western states. We stay summer-like around here till further notice. Mostly sunny, hot for the day today for a mid-September day, close to 90. Clear tonight and 58 to 62 for the low tomorrow. Sunny, warm, the high around 87. Sunshine at 84 for the day on Wednesday. Middle 80s Thursday, upper 80s Friday and Saturday. Mid 80s on Sunday. Next chance for showers early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Greg Soldgay.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get outside and enjoy the fall beauty. Take a Child Outside Week is September 21st through the 28th, and you can celebrate with the Urbana Park District. The Park District has several free activities during the week: hikes, yard games, fishing, a bubble bonanza, and more. Everything is free, and everyone is invited to Take a Child Outside Week, September 21st through the 28th. Get a complete list of activities online at urbanaparks.org.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground Solutions. Our septic specialists have been working in the septic industry, installing and repairing septics in Central Illinois for over 40 years. When it comes to your septic system, trust the team at Lands Underground for repairs, maintenance, or replacement of your septic. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Well, there was quite the excitement at Memorial Stadium right before halftime when Ethan, oh boy, Mikulowski, he's our kickoff guy.
Okay.
So they put Ethan, is that his name? Because I have it. Anyway, put the kid in, and he does this.
Michael Heldman and just completely missed.
on a 60-yard attempt.
This is a 59-yard field goal attempt, right? 59?
They're still feeling it with Ronaldo, and a return man is back deep. A 59-yarder. They said he could hit from 60, and they weren't lying.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead, David.
Ethan Moczulski. Ethan Moczulski kicks a 59-yard field goal before halftime to give the Illini, what was it then, a 13-6 lead, gave us momentum, really helped. That is the all-time record at the University of Illinois. We had somebody kick something 56 or 7 yards in 2019. But Ethan Moczulski, who can apparently, Brett Bielema, he said, Coach, put us in there and told me in case it's really deep and past David or other kickers' range, we might try it. Right before halftime, 59 yards with room to spare. Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. What a boom. And it is shocking that the NFL and what has happened in that kicking game.
Yeah.
The NFL kickers are 35 out of 39 as an NFL 50 yards and over.
Uh-huh.
Those are chip shots now.
I know.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Somebody kicked I think a 59-yarder in the NFL yesterday.
Yep,
and it wasn't that close. It was just right on in.
Right.
How did they do that?
I don't know.
I mean, 60 yards? That is like, and apparently they were trying to get, in one of the games, the kicker could kick at 70, and they couldn't get close enough for a 70-yarder to try and win. They just got sacked or something. But 70 changes the game.
That's insane.
But the downside is you got to give the ball, if you miss, you got to give the team the ball where you're at, which is incredible field position and a really short field. But congratulations to the kid we'd never heard of, Ethan Moczulski.
Okay.
Moczul. It's Moczulski.
Okay.
It has to be Ethan Moczulski.
Okay.
Unless it's some sort of a silent C or something. Anyway, congratulations. That was actually a very big kick to give us some more going in. And the student section was full until halftime.
Yep.
And then it got hot.
Yep.
It was kind of hot.
It was.
It was hotter than you thought, but it was. I
enjoy seeing a couple hundred alumni band members coming out. I always enjoy seeing that for homecoming.
Homecoming, the earliest ever because of this big celebration we're having for Memorial Stadium and the Michigan game, October 19. But yeah, it was homecoming and all the stuff. It's never really great when it's at 11 a.m. for homecoming because it squeezes everything. But everything, I tell you one thing. Let me say hi and a shout out to Lou and Mary Lie because they're just everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Lou was down on the field. There's some Lou Lie Spirit Award. And our friend Brian Barnhart got an alumni award.
Yes, he did.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
So proud of Brian. So yeah, Lou and Mary Lie were out. And I'm telling you, that's the secret, folks. Keep moving. Those guys have been around a minute, and they're just at everything. I see them all over Facebook.
He's terrific.
Facebook 10 times more than me. They're just incredible. I'm a big fan of Lou and Mary. Saw them, and Mary just looked beautiful, and Lou just was ready to go, man.
And I was gone by the third and fourth quarter, but I heard Red Grange lost again.
That would be not true.
Okay.
Red Grange lost a week ago, but
he
gave the guy a head start.
I know he did.
I think he would have won straight up.
I agree.
This time wasn't. No.
Okay. I had thought I saw on social media that...
misinformation.
Okay, thank you
Red
for
Grange,
that.
we were there for Red.
I was nervous. I mean, Michigan, he's got to win that one.
Who's the kid? Well, Central Michigan, but who's the...
I know, but when Michigan comes...
No, Michigan.
If he's on a losing streak, I was like, gee, I'm going to be nervous on October 19th.
I think they picked me for that. I run against Red on Michigan.
Well, the person who wants to win the Jimmy John's for a year, whatever that looks like, a sandwich for a week or whatever it is, I feel like they're really into it.
Well, sure, they're stretching and all these other things.
Can't you pick somebody else who's not?
Well, I figured that I could probably win a dash with Red if he had 77 yards and I would be at 35 yards. I think I could get him. But that guy's fast. Does he run track? Who's this kid?
Freaky fast.
No, he's really, really fast. I tried to time him with 77 yards. I think it was under 8 seconds. 8.5. No, he can fly.
Okay.
So certainly tell me he's running track somewhere. Anyway, very impressive. the Red Stir. We won't. I mean, Jimmy. It's a great promotion for Jimmy John.
Yes,
they never
it
give
is.
anything away.
I know it.
All right, we're going to come back in just a few. I'm Stevie J. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And 217-359-2255. Text us on the Fisher National Bank text line. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is a Fox News alert looking for answers after the second Trump assassination attempt. I'm Dave Anthony. But this time in Florida, the former president was not injured. Nobody was. And the suspect's not talking.
You know, he's in our jail up in the federal holding facility that we have upstairs.
Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw just told Fox.
We're trying to figure out if he had a place locally that he was staying. It appears that the last place of his residence was in Hawaii.
And they're trying to figure out where he got the rifle. Secret Service saw pointing through bushes at the Trump International Golf Club as the former president played. Agents opened fire, and then the suspect drove away, but Ryan Ruth was captured on a highway.
Now, we're about 12 to 15 minutes from Mar-a-Lago, where former President Donald Trump lives. We heard from him on social media praising Secret Service and local law enforcement for keeping him safe.
Now, she's right near, Fox's Dana Marie McNichol, right near that course where the acting Secret Service director will go today. As for that suspect, he was a Trump supporter in 2016, but is not anymore.
Ruth's son telling the Daily Mail, quote, he's not a violent person. He's a hard worker, a great dad. He's a great dude, a nice guy. Meanwhile, we are learning the suspect was interviewed by the New York Times back in 2023 when he volunteered to help Ukraine in the war with Russia. That article says, quote, Ryan Ruth, a former construction worker from Greensboro, North Carolina, is seeking recruits from among Afghan soldiers who fled the Taliban.
Fox's Brooke Singman, Vice President Harris, Trump's election rival, said we have to ensure this incident does not lead to more violence. Today, she'll meet with the Teamsters, the only big union so far not to endorse her.
Its leadership usually is a reliable supporter of Democrats, but for this election cycle, its General President, Sean O'Brien, initiated an interview process for the candidates. This summer, O'Brien was the first Teamsters president to address a Republican National Convention.
Fox's Rich Edson at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, Donald Trump Jr. here. Central banks are buying gold at record amounts, and the trend is accelerating in 2024. They see the writing on the wall. The dollar is failing. Is gold the answer for you too? To find out, get a free info kit from Birch Gold Group by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold, the only gold company I trust, right now.
Message and data rates may apply.
TikTok keeps fighting for survival. Attorneys for the social media app go to federal court today challenging a potential ban that looms.
Congress passed a law that demands TikTok's American subsidiary be divested from its China-based parent company ByteDance. TikTok says divestiture isn't really feasible and that, as they write in court documents, the law is a radical departure from the U.S. tradition of championing an open internet and sets a dangerous precedent allowing government to target a disfavored speech platform. The Biden administration argues this does not target the app based on speech, but national security concerns and the reams of data they say the Chinese government could access, as well as instances of ByteDance employees tracking American journalists who report on TikTok. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Speaking of China, an American pastor locked up there for a long time has finally been let go.
David Lin is back in the U.S., freed after spending 18 years in a Chinese prison. He was detained in 2006, the same year he arrived in China to establish a Christian training center in Beijing. Lin, a U.S. citizen in his late 60s, was convicted of fraud under vague circumstances and given a life sentence, a case the U.S. government has always dismissed as baseless. The State Department made the announcement of his release on Sunday, but the circumstances around the move are unclear. Two other Americans, businessmen from Texas and New York, are still in prison in China and considered by the U.S. to be wrongfully detained. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before the opening bell this hour. Up for the Dow, down for the NASDAQ. They awarded TV's best shows last night. Shogun led the way, winning 18 Emmy Awards, including Best Series. Co-creator Justin Marks thanked FX.
You guys greenlit a very expensive, subtitled Japanese period piece whose central climax revolves around a poetry competition. I have no idea why you did that.
Hacks got the Emmy for Best Comedy. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
8:05.
I just feel like I'm just not watching any of this TV
I'm just thinking,
shows.
anybody watching the Emmys?
I mean, I did watch a little bit of it.
I didn't know that was on. And you go through all the shows that won TV award, I wouldn't have a clue.
Right. And Hacks got...
Hacks is what? I don't know.
Right.
It's like, okay.
There's a show that had a lot of nominations called Morning Show.
Oh, that's on Apple.
Okay.
I've seen that on airplanes.
And because we're doing a morning show, Stevie.
No, it's a TV morning show.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's Reese Witherspoon. I think that's the one I talk.
Right.
It's pretty crude. It's a lot of F words, and I don't know if you're talking about the battles. These big anchors and all the things. And the
big egos.
Yeah, and Steve Carell was in it.
Right.
So anyway, that I've seen. Except for F this, F that, it might be real from the standpoint of big market morning shows.
Yeah.
And that would just be, boy, oh boy. Talk about sacrifices you make in your life for your career.
Right.
I think a morning host in New York City, I don't care how many million you're making, what kind of life are you living?
I mean, you have to get to bed by 8, right?
Well, at least. These guys,
you're up at like 2, starting to prep, and in the makeup chair by 4.
Yeah, that's what Soyu's in the makeup chair by 4.
That's right.
For sure.
He's always looking good.
Yeah, 4 hours worth of work.
All right.
Well, I came in partially in this conversation. How'd you get started on morning
New York
show?
Radio? It was morning show television. It's an Apple show. I think it's on Apple.
Anyway, and it was nominated for some
I've
Emmys.
Seen that. Yeah,
it was nominated for Emmys. I've seen it on an airplane, but I don't have Apple for the TVs.
But it was said that Shogun got 18 Emmys, and Hacks was the best TV comedy. Have you seen any of these, Greg? Or are we just...
morning show, but not Shogun or anything else. The morning show is worthy of those, and that for knowing people in that that higher end stuff. Oh yeah, that's a tough racket.
It probably is more real than I want to think it is because it's a rough stuff. All right, weather brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. They offer cost-efficient solutions for busy offices. If you're interested in a free evaluation, you can call them 217-352-0428. And by Busey for over 150 years, member FDIC. Okay, sir, it's warmer than perhaps it ought to be, but what the heck? It's September 16. We'll take it.
That's right. Still some waiting days and hours and ticks to go on the clock here, astronomically speaking, before we roll into the fall season, and nothing really showing up. Probably well into October before we get anything of a pronounced, substantial, significant fall cool spell around here. We'll see a little easing on temperatures later next week. That'll be preceded by a bit of rain early next week, and preceded by the way, if you're going to be out there for Illinois and Nebraska football, there will be a couple of showers roaming the Lincoln area, but temperatures still pretty mild even for those folks out there for mid-September. Much like it is this morning here in East Central Illinois. 60 at Danville, 61 Bloomington normal, 69 at St. Louis, and the cooler, drier air up towards the Kankakee, 58 there, 55 at the Brickyard. We sit at 60 right now at Willow and Savoy, just the slightest of an east-northeasterly wind. Tropics getting busy in the Atlantic Basin. Actually, a system which bears watching off Myrtle Beach in the Outer Banks. It'll actually drift back westward into the Carolinas. That would have been the former Francine and Gordon tropical depression in the central waters of the Atlantic. Westward movement on that thing, and strengthening is forecast as well. We'll head towards a summer-like high today here in East Central Illinois of around 90. Average high this time of the year about 78, 79. Light east wind, sunshine, clear tonight, 58 to 62. Tomorrow, sunny, warm again, the high around 87. Just slightly cooler air, drier air at 84 with sunshine Wednesday, a Thursday high up to 85. And we're still in the upper 80s for Friday and Saturday, middle 80s Sunday and Monday. The next chance for a couple of showers again due in for Monday of next week, and we'll move into the fall season 9:44 Sunday morning. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solje.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
I have to
I'm
weigh
speaking. $400,000
He said he's
a
going to
year.
repeal the Trump tax cuts.
Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Well, wait.
I'm speaking.
It'd be important if you said the truth.
If you don't mind letting me finish, we can then have a conversation.
Well, she actually was speaking again. Kamala Harris was interviewed by Brian Taff of Philadelphia Action 6. So she sat down for her, quote, second interview, but all by herself. And you remember how the debate started, are we better off 4 years ago than we are now? And what did she say?
It wasn't a yes or no answer.
Yeah. I think she referenced her middle-class upbringing.
Right.
Yeah, so she had something planned. Okay, so this is how this interview started.
Could decide the outcome of this presidential election. You hear it more than I do. People want to know more about you and about your specific plans. At the debate the other night, you talked about creating an opportunity economy. I wonder if we can drill down on that a little bit. When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
That's a pretty solid question, right? I mean, it's give me some specifics. Okay, so this is what she said.
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid.
Wait.
My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard.
That's exactly what she said at the debate.
Okay.
A middle-class kid. My mother is the same lines.
She's been studying that answer. That's the one that came to mind.
No, I just think that's the first answer, no matter what the question is. The great Lou Henson was being interviewed on national TV at halftime. Jim Turpin said, Coach, what are you going to tell them? What do you think they'll ask? I don't know what they'll ask, but I know what I'm going to say.
There you go.
She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager.
We're trying to drill down on specifics, remember? You want specifics on her economic plan.
I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, but a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn.
Okay, you're just not going to get any specifics. You want specifics on your plan,
right?
The opportunity plan, right?
The economy.
Yeah.
Gas prices.
And the lawns are good. Where I grew up.
Groceries.
So green.
Right.
And I was raised to believe and to know that all people deserve dignity, and that we as Americans have a beautiful character. We have ambitions and aspirations and dreams, but not everyone necessarily has access to the resources that can help them fuel those dreams and ambitions. So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people, and creating opportunity for people, for example, to start a small business. My mother, worked long hours, and our neighbor helped raise us. We used to call her, I still call her, our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small business owners. I learned who they are from my childhood, and she was a community leader. She hired locally. She mentored. Our small businesses are so much a part of the fabric of our communities, not to mention, really, I think, the backbone of America's economy. So my opportunity economy plan includes giving startups a $50,000 tax deduction to start their small business. It used to be $5,000.
All right, so $50,000 tax deduction. So you got to go borrow $50,000, but it's not free money. It's just you get to deduct that. It's like a business expense, but I don't understand. You can put money in your business and deduct that because it's a business expense. So what's different? So you're just giving an additional $50,000 tax deduction, which isn't going to move. At least we got that from her, but it was 3 minutes to get anything. It's platitudes, and they don't want to drill down because you're not going to like her values. The majority of America will not like her values because the values are not mainstream. They're very far left. And just look into it. Look at her past comments. Do your homework on it. And if that's who you like, good. Vote for her. That's how it works.
What if you were conducting that interview, Stevie, and you saw her going to the memorized lines? Would you try to cut it off?
Remember, there's 15 people standing around her off camera. That interview ends. Period. That wasn't the agreement. You're supposed to talk to her. It's 10 minutes long. You went 10:44, and she's filling 3 minutes right there. You're not going to give her much. So how are we going to pay for it? Well, we'll do it through growth. I mean, you always say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? So a $50,000 tax deduction is different than a $50,000 grant. So it really won't be as big of a stimulus as you think, because people still don't have any money to start a business.
Right.
Maybe one more.
Can start a small business with $5,000, but investing in people's innovative ideas and giving them the ability to go for it. Opportunity economy means, look, we don't have enough housing in America. We have a housing supply shortage. And what that means in particular...
Well, some of the immigrants have taken a lot of the housing, and prices have gone nuts. So you got to talk about, I would say, why'd that happen? How'd that happen? See what she says.
For so many younger Americans, the American dream is elusive. It's just actually not attainable. So part of my plan is to work with the private sector and housing developers to give them a tax credit, to be able to partner with us as the government to build, and my goal is 3 million new homes by the end of my first term. In addition, to help people who just want to get their foot in the door, literally, and so giving first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance.
Okay, so there you go. That'll be a big one. How do you pay for $25,000 a person, and who gets it? Would illegals be eligible for that? California, they are. So who gets that? Who gets it? Should you be a U.S. citizen to be able to have that? And you're saying that it's unaffordable. Well, 4 years ago it was affordable. How would we explain that? Oh, Donald Trump left us with such a mess, which is so bad. And I guess if you have a short memory, maybe you have no idea, but that's just simply not true. We're coming out of COVID. All the jobs are just coming back because COVID was ending, but inflation was 1.9%. Joe Biden said many times that Donald Trump gave us 9% inflation. Not true. I don't know how many people know that. Not true. All right, 8:16, exciting more clips coming up. Don't go away. Let's check your sports headlines.
I don't know if we've gotten to the Redbird recap. We had Toronto beating St. Louis 3-2, and now St. Louis is hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Yep. So here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney, and yesterday at Rogers Center in Toronto, it was more of the same old story. The Cardinals just did not hit. With runners in scoring position, 0 for 5, 2 for 27 for the three-game series, and the Blue Jays swept the Cardinals, winning yesterday's game 3-2.
Tough loss. The Cardinals actually out-hit the Blue Jays. A decent start by Miles Michaelis, who gave up a couple of runs. He hit a batter, then gave up a home run. Just that one bad inning. Steven Matz looked really good in his 2 innings of work.
Andrew Kittredge gave up a pinch hit single to George Springer, and then a double by Nathan Lucas brought in the winning run. Kittredge had looked sharp, but those 2 hits did him in.
Cardinals, again, are just not quite there. They've got some margin for error issues that they're dealing with. And again, if you're not hitting, you're not going to win anyway.
The Cardinals are back home to play 7 games, the final 7 of the regular season. It's Paul Skeens for the Pirates tonight against Andre Palante. We're on the air at Busch Stadium at 5:50. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Cubs beat Colorado 6-2. Shota Imanaga on the mound at Wrigley when they host the Oakland A's. Over on US 105.9, you'll hear that action. Chicago White Sox with a win over the Oakland A's, 4-3 yesterday. Now they'll be out in LA to face the Angels with an 8:38 start. We had Houston over the Bears. That final was 19-13. Green Bay beat Indy 16-10, and Atlanta will be at Philadelphia with a 7:15 start tonight.
High aspirations for the Falcons, who lost in week 1, and we'll see if Philadelphia can kind of settle the people that are not exactly happy with the flow and feel of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. We'll see what happens tonight. It ought to be a pretty good Monday night football
When it
game.
comes to our football, Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, all in the top 4.
Time for weather. Here's Greg.
Well, look at everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois. Champaign event has set a gorgeous spell of summer weather that has continued on. Does just that for this week. We'll clock into the fall season. The old autumn equinox comes Sunday morning. Next inkling of rainfall in scattered pockets early next week. Somewhat cooler air, but still above average temperatures will continue on into that following week. So no real cold air, no real autumn in sight whatsoever. Tropics getting busy off the Carolina coast and into the open waters of the central Atlantic. That'll keep a blockade of any progressive weather systems our way, i.e. rain in the plains, cool off for the western states. We stay summer-like around here till further notice. Mostly sunny, hot for the day today for a mid-September day, close to 90. Clear tonight and 58 to 62 for the low tomorrow. Sunny, warm, the high around 87. Sunshine at 84 for the day on Wednesday. Middle 80s Thursday, upper 80s Friday and Saturday. Mid-80s on Sunday. Next chance for showers early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
As the Federal Reserve meeting opens tomorrow, most market watchers are anticipating a 0.25% interest rate cut, though MarketWatch says the size of the cut remains far from certain. Boeing's machinist strike is dragging on this morning, though Air Canada and its pilots union managed to reach a tentative contract over the weekend. Canada's largest airline was preparing to shut down if there was a walkout. Target revealed plans this morning to hire about 100,000 seasonal employees starting September 25th. Though holiday retail sales are expected to grow at the slowest pace in 6 years, Target's hiring is in line with the last 3 years. Last week, Bath & Body Works revealed plans to add 30,000 seasonal workers for the holidays. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
It's time to take the quiz. 5 questions, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
History, pop culture, science, sports, civics. How much do you know? Let's find out.
Who was the first person to walk on the moon?
Jackson or something?
Neil Armstrong.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox and then listen to the quiz podcast to find out how you did.
Play, share, and of course listen to the quiz right now at thequiz.fox.
Well, from phishing emails and identity theft to credit card fraud and online scams, criminals are constantly finding new ways to deceive unsuspecting individuals. By being informed and vigilant, you can recognize potential scams, take steps to protect yourself. Busey is all over this and wants you to be aware that you have to know about new tactics. How do you know? You stay aware. You go to Busey.com and you go /Money Matters. There's a lot on scams in there. But obviously, use strong, unique passwords. The problem is I forget them. But you got to have them in some secure place you can reference them. Be very cautious. Don't think that you have to do something that somebody's asking for pertinent information. Don't believe who's sending that. Secure your devices. Monitor your finances. I do it every day, multiple times, just to see if there's any movement, because people can get in there and take money. Above all, stay informed. Awareness of new tactics will help you recognize and avoid potential scams. Learn more about the latest scams and fraud and trends through Busey's financial blog called Money Matters. It's Busey.com /Money Matters, and then protect yourself. It is 8:23, ESPN 93.5. Be right back.
Sticky nights and stuffy rooms make it hard to enjoy your home during the summertime? Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to make sure your air conditioning is working at its peak performance. Tune up your AC by joining the maintenance program and get all the perks it has to offer. Call Dogtown to come out for a no-cost quote to upgrade your system today with a Lennox high-efficiency system that will be sure to save you money on your energy bills and let you relax comfortably. Call 217-841-4728 or visit DogtownHeatingAndAir.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
In 1925, Bud and B. Reichert founded a small plumbing business in Urbana. Today, nearly 100 years later, A&R Mechanical is still thriving. A&R Mechanical believes in designing, building, and maintaining. And is one of the largest and most innovative contractors in the Midwest. Their team creates and sustains essential facility systems for several of the university athletic facilities, like the State Farm Center, the Memorial Stadium expansion, the Ubben Basketball Complex, the Smith Football Performance Center, along with the baseball, softball, and the Immersion Indoor Golf Facility. Their impact on Champaign-Urbana is legendary. For nearly a century, A&R Mechanical has been a cornerstone of our community. I'm Jay Lehman, former Fighting Illini All-American linebacker. Congratulations to A&R Mechanical on nearly 100 years of dedication, innovation, and community spirit. Design, build, maintain. It's what they've done for nearly 100 years and what they'll continue to do for the next 100 years. A&R Mechanical, celebrating a century of excellence in service. Visit ar-mech.com for more details.
Illini pizza fans, Jets Pizza has been making the best pizza on the planet for 40 years. They've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe. All baked to perfection. It takes more work, but take one bite and you'll get it. Right now, enjoy 3 types of pepperoni with the new Triple-Roni Pizza for just $16.99. And this is a limited time deal, so visit jetspizza.com. And don't forget to flavorize your crust for free, like their famous Turbo Crust. Jets, better because it has to be.
Since 1937, Citizens Equity First Credit Union, or CEFCU, has been serving its 385,000 owners with something better than banking. We believe in an open and honest approach to handling your money. Are you ready for your next car? Enjoy low interest rates on auto loans tailored just for you. Remember, we're not a bank. We're better. Experience the CEFCU difference today, where you're not just a customer, you're an owner. Visit CEFCU.com for more details. Federally insured by NCUA.
Donald Trump in Nevada, a proposal that the Nevada people loves.
And if I pull this off with the help of your governor, a lot of Hollywood will be moving from California, because right now you don't have the land, because you don't have the land.
All right, so you don't have the land. What's the government going to do, Mr. President?
Owned by the federal government. We're going to open up that land to you.
Wow.
You'll be able to build studio lots and everything else. Millions and millions of Americans will be able to take part in building these clean, safe, and beautiful new communities.
It's going to be really hot in the desert, but what the heck? Mm-hmm. And people are leaving Hollywood and L.A. by the droves. It's just not a very nice place to live anymore. That's such a shame.
Mm-hmm.
California is such a gorgeous state, and they've really messed it up. It really, really is a mess. But to have the homeless people on the streets is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was a new proposal. So we have no tax on tips. We have no tax on the high-enders of the Social Security. But if you're getting $3,600 or more a month, is it $3,000? No, it's just $3,000 a month, which is a lot for Social Security. But if you made a lot of income, you put a lot in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting $3,000 or more a month right now, I think the government gets 50% of it. That doesn't seem fair. We put all the money in it. Anyway, Donald says no more on that if he is elected. And then what was his no tax on overtime, which would be very useful. And there are a lot of hardworking people that work overtime. Can you imagine time and a half not being taxed?
Right.
That's probably pretty solid as well. So, I mean, the people that actually do the work around here will want to work more.
Yeah.
Because overtime, quite the significant pay raise, maybe by 20 or 30%. So that's pretty cool too.
We got a text in 359-2255. Patrick mentions not liking the new NFL kickoff. Just start on the 25. It does away with inside kicks as well.
Onside.
That ruins some of the gameplay.
You still have the onside kick. If you want to go 10 yards, everybody will line up and do that. They're just trying to avoid injury.
I see.
It's all about injury. And so then the next question is, well, if you don't do kickoffs, where are those guys going to work? You don't need them.
Yeah.
So your squad and the players wouldn't go for that. The squad's what, 48 players? I mean, how many are playing special teams? 20?
Right.
So there's got to be a role, I guess. So the players' union would never go for this. So what it is Stevie J might be able to run a kickoff because it'll go in the end zone. All I have to do is stand there. Nobody touch me. I could do that. It's just not much action. And then the kickers are so good, they might want you to return it, thinking they can tackle you before you get to the 30, because right now it goes to the 30-yard line. So if you tackle them on the 22, you're up 8 yards. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about it, but I know why they're doing it, and I sure wouldn't really want to run down there full speed. All these big bodies. A lot of guys got injured. I
got a personal text asking about Curtis Orchard, and if we are texting in Curtis Orchard.
No, it's at ghoststever.com. Okay. I can't take the thousands of texts we'll get, so you have to go to ghoststever.com. I'm exaggerating. Get hundreds, I bet.
$50, though, for Curtis Orchard and Pumpkin Patch.
For doing what? For breathing. I'm giving you $50 for breathing. All you got to do is go to ghoststever.com and you can get $50 to Curtis Orchard. I want you to go out there and experience it, even if you've been there. It's awesome.
Open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sunday.
All right, we got another half hour to go. Stand by. Jay Lehman after 3 with the boys on the drive today.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Presidential candidate Donald Trump vows nothing will slow me down after a second assassination attempt. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe in West Palm Beach, Florida today for a walkthrough of Trump's golf course site where a shooter now in custody set up along the fence. House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox.
President Trump needs the most coverage of anyone. He's the most attacked. He's the most threatened, even probably more than when he was in the Oval Office. So we are demanding in the House that he have every asset available, and we will make more available if necessary.
Suspect Ryan Ruth had posted democracy is on the ballot. An iconic musical family member, Tito Jackson from the Jackson 5, has died, age 70, big brother of the late Michael. Tito, Jackie, and Marlon have still been performing as the Jacksons with an October Atlantic City date. America is listening to Fox News.
Attention drivers. When it comes to your car, trust matters. That's why savvy drivers choose PDR Automotive for top-notch service and unbeatable quality. From routine maintenance to complex repairs, their team of expert technicians has the skill and experience to keep your vehicle running smoothly. At PDR Automotive, customer satisfaction is their priority, and they won't rest until your car is back on the road performing at its best. Visit PDR Automotive in Urbana today, family-owned and operated for more than 50 years. They're what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Weather brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Kurt Lenschow. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Check with Kurt Lenschow for life insurance, home, auto, everything else. But think about life insurance. You need it, give you some peace of mind. Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for Sunset on Champaign event this Saturday. Gorgeous spell of summer weather that has continued on. Does just that for this week. We'll clock into the fall season. The old autumn equinox comes Sunday morning. Next inkling of rainfall in scattered pockets early next week. Somewhat cooler air, but still above average temperatures will continue on into that following week. So no real cold air, no real autumn in sight whatsoever. Tropics getting busy off the Carolina coast and into the open waters of the central Atlantic. That'll keep a blockade of any progressive weather systems our way, i.e. rain in the plains, cool off for the western states. We stay summer-like around here till further notice. Mostly sunny, hot for the day today for a mid-September day, close to 90. Clear tonight and 58 to 62 for the low tomorrow. Sunny, warm, the high around 87. Sunshine at 84 for the day on Wednesday. Middle 80s Thursday, upper Upper 80s Friday and Saturday, mid-80s on Sunday. Next chance for showers early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Epidologist Greg Soldgay.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather freezing.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
All right, here's a guy. There's so many people on social media. Here's a guy that's a registered Democrat. And I think this reflects a lot of what the country feels. And remember back in 2016 when this guy named Donald Trump and kind of connected with the people. At first I was like, I like John Kasich. He's more of a kind of a kinder guy kind of thing. Not as, I don't know, out there in front.
Brash.
Brash. So anyway, so this is the feeling I had in 2016. They're all part of this, the whole Democrat-Republican thing. They all are fired up about power and money and greed and all the things that are just bad human instincts. So here's a registered Democrat that is full of it. Total frustration at this point, 8 years after me.
Hello, my name's Eli Beauchamp. I'm a registered Democrat, and I have been a registered Democrat all my life. By now you might have heard that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are running a joy campaign. Now, you know what would bring a lot of joy to my life? Lower prices at the gas pump, lower prices at the grocery store, affordable housing for my family, affordable housing for everyday Americans. But what did we get in return? A wide open border at our southern border. Millions of embedded illegal immigrants waltzing right into our country. They get food stamps, they get cash assistance, they get relocation and housing assistance. And what do everyday Americans get? We get kicked to the curb. Well, guess what? You might even think I'm a racist. But my wife is a legal immigrant. And so far, we have spent over $10,000 for her to be here legally. How dare you go and insult us by just allowing millions to waltz right in while we have done everything the right way? See? On November 5th, I'm going to cast my ballot with a lot of joy for Donald J. Trump. And yes, just like me, many other registered Democrats, independents, millions of Americans, we're going to be casting our ballot. But in my case, it's going to be motivated by anger. I'm angry that after my daughter got out of BPK, she only asked for one thing: to go to a water park. But I had to decide whether I would take my 5-year-old daughter to a water park or feed my family. I decided to feed my family. We haven't gone on any vacations. We're living paycheck to paycheck. We can barely make ends meet. While you're giving all this money away to foreign wars, you're giving all this money away to illegal immigrants, while us taxpayers are having to flip the bill. And you might think maybe, why am I angry? Because it's sad to say that for many Americans, you have even taken our will to live. You have taken everything from us. But on November 5th, we're coming out in droves. And you have no idea how big that silent majority might be. Because we're coming out. Because if Donald Trump does just one thing, I'll be happy. I just want him to tear the system down. That's all I'm asking. For him to tear the system down. The system that's tearing my family apart. The system that's tearing everyday Americans apart. We're tired. And we're not going to take it no more. We're going to come out on November 5th. And we're going to cast our vote for Donald J. Trump. And maybe that will be your rude awakening.
Wow, passionate. Man, this is a guy, Democrat, somewhere on a beach. As the background, you heard all the waves. I don't know where he lives, but anyway, he said he wasn't on vacation because they're not taking vacations.
Right.
And that he can't afford stuff, couldn't take us down to the water park. Well, the water park's going to cost you $400.
Oh, I know that.
Take anybody to the water park. Nuts. So that's just, I think, a lot of feeling of people that you'll never hear on a poll because they're not going to talk to you because they don't want to be identified as a Trump supporter. But I don't know if he was necessarily a Trump supporter. I don't like what's happening anymore. I'm done. Because things have gotten out of hand, and now you got to decide what we're going to do with it, and we'll see. If the silent majority is, in fact, as big as he thinks it is, what impact, if any, it'll matter on the day of the election, November 5th. But that is what is out there, and it's more prevalent than you think. You only hear the people that are rattling the cages, but these people feel this feeling of, I can't take my daughter to the water park. That's passion. That's compelling. That's real.
Right. I got to feed my family first.
We will see. We will see how it all works out. But my goodness. And if you're undecided, I know you're busy, but these are two decidedly different paths. Go look at all the clips of Kamala Harris, and you can look at what she believes and that her values haven't changed, but yet she's saying a whole different thing now because there is an election in less than 2 months. So if you believe it and trust that she's going to build the wall and support police and all the things she has not been for, and certainly she didn't even show up from Benjamin Netanyahu's address to the Congress. Mm-hmm. She's the vice president. She should be presiding over that. She didn't show up. So I would think at least she's sympathetic to the Palestinians versus pro-Israel. But now she's pro-Israel. You just got to sort through it. But these are two different people. You can say Hitler and a dictator, which is harmful and bad verbiage because of the way mental illness is. Mm-hmm. Or you can just say, I'm going to do my homework and I'm not going to believe everything I see, both sides, and drill down to see. You have track record with Donald Trump of how things were until COVID, and then you know very little about Kamala Harris except when she ran for president. And now she said that's not true anymore. Okay, well, tell me why, but you won't meet and really get down to a significant interview with it either.
Right, when you do ask her why, there's all these memorized answers.
Yep, 8:43. I'd love to see her go one-on-one for an hour on Fox. That could win her the election. Or, I guess, lose her the election. But they're not going to do it because they're just not going to chance that. Mm-hmm. All right, 8:43.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
Hi, Ellen Hook here, owner of your local Ashley. I have a big announcement. The Champaign Ashley store is getting a fresh new look, and you're invited to the remodel sale. Right now, save up to 65% off furniture and accessories throughout the store, with hundreds of items in stock and ready to take home today. But that's not all. Join us outside under the carport every weekend in September and October for extra savings on select furniture. It's all happening at your local Ashley in Champaign at 602 West Anthony Drive. Hurry into Ashley because these deals won't last long.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Yeah, our Stever is Curtis Orchard, where Randy Graham is celebrating a birthday today.
I just noticed that.
Paul Curtis is turning 90 or did turn 90.
It's something.
Yeah.
I know that we're asking for greetings and things like that, but wow.
Yeah.
Such a rich tradition in Southwest Champaign, and all you need to do is head to GoStever.com to spend $50 at Curtis
I'm
Orchard.
handing out $50 bills. Go Stever, Stever, GoStever.com if you want one of our $50 bills to spend at Curtis Orchard. Who wouldn't want that?
You might be chosen.
Woo, let's go with our sports headlines.
Toronto beat St. Louis's Cardinals 3-2 yesterday, and Bush, who are hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that first pitch with, looks like...
Palante. Andre Palante, who's here at the Caravan. Here at the Caravan.
Yeah.
By the way, our Caravan's already being planned for January.
Oh, really?
Not going to be at the iHotel.
Oh.
They're booked. So we're trying another place. So.
I see.
Yep. Anyway, that'll be great. We had, of course, Jordan Walker.
Yes, we did.
Standing room only this last year. So.
Cubs over Colorado 6-2. They're hosting the Oakland A's with Shota Imanaga on the mound. You'll hear the action over on US 105.9 this evening. LA Angels starting up with the Chicago White Sox at 8:38 after the White Sox came out on top, beating the Oakland A's 4-3 yesterday. Well, as you know, Illinois beat Central Michigan at our homecoming event 30-9. We are 3-0 on the season. Haven't been that way since 2011. Ranked number 24, heading into Lincoln, Nebraska for a 7 o'clock Friday night contest. Nebraska has been ranked number 22. As a matter of fact, when it comes to Big Ten, number 3 Ohio State, number 9 Oregon, number 10 Penn State, number 18 Michigan, 22 Nebraska, NIU is at 23, and Illinois at number 24. we had the Bears beat by Houston. It was neck and neck, though.
Good game.
19-13 was the final.
I think there is hope for the Chicago Bears for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a very, very good football team. And now I just got to see how many wins you can put together. They got a very young but very talented quarterback. So I am bullish on the Bears.
Green Bay over at Indianapolis' Colts 16-10, and Atlanta's in Philadelphia with a 7:15 start tonight. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
All right, back with weather next.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we Recycling.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com. They work great. Love bulldoggybag.com. All right, here's your weather meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. This midsummer-like weather pattern remains firmly ensconced. Should stay that way for this week into the weekend. Still mild early next week, but by Monday next week, our next inkling of a little shower activity. Anticipate, though, rain out there and some shower activity for the ball game. Illinois and Nebraska out at Lincoln come Friday evening, but still mild out there for the time of year. Highs here today at summer-like levels around 90 with sunshine and heat with a light easterly wind, but humidity in check. Clear tonight, comfortable in the dry air though, lows 58 to 62. Tomorrow quite warm again, sunshine at 87, mostly sunny 84 on Wednesday, back up to 85 on Thursday. Friday into the weekend at late summer warmth continues on at 87 on Friday, 88 Saturday, 86 on Sunday, the first day of autumn. First round of at least scattered shower activity due in for early next week, when Monday temperatures still into the low to mid 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solke.
Stephanie Pratt, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, the realtor that rocks, supports local law enforcement with Stevie Jay Broadcasting as we party with a purpose on Friday, October 4th at City Center. With live and silent auction packages to bid on, food and rock and music, text in warrant to try to win free passes as we support the mental health of our first responders in crisis with assistance from the 1078 Foundation. Our studio text line is 217-359-2255.
Warren, coming to City Center on October 4th. Come on out and kick off your weekend by attending the Back the Badge Fest, presented by Grit and Grace Therapy on Friday, October 4th. Let's come together and support this fundraiser as it'll benefit the 1078 Foundation and the mental health of our first responders with Anchor Point. Tickets are live now. $25 for general admission or $45 to be in the party pit. To purchase your tickets, visit citycenterchampaign.com. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 8.
All right, here's Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance on would Donald Trump strip security clearances for some of the former CIA people?
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, on the subject of censorship, since we're on with Elon, we know what's happening in Brazil. Sure. They blocked X. Now they've taken Starlink, to my understanding. Are we going to see any blowback if you and President Trump take office about all of the censorship that happened before? Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg just released that letter saying, "Oh, I fell victim to the FBI pressure and made a sense." Are we going to see any repercussions for people that censored?
Yes, we're going to fire the people who censored. We're going to fire the people who were telling Mark Zuckerberg and all the other technology companies that they needed to censor. Fire the 50 intelligence operatives who said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. A lot of those people still have security clearances. Strip every single one of those people of their security clearances. Fire every single person. You cannot lie. Take your position of public trust and lie to the American people for political purposes.
I don't think anybody will object to that. I mean, if you're a liar,
yeah,
you jumped down and said Hunter Biden's a Russian. You had no idea. You just did it because you were in position to do so, and supposedly because you had security clearances, you knew where they were wrong. So I don't think anybody. That's kind of draining the swamp, which most people will kind of want to see. Just you cannot use the government against the citizens. You cannot go prosecute your political enemy. You don't want Republicans to do it. You don't want anybody to do it. That is a path we do not want to continue down. Okay, Curtis Orchard, $50. Again, go get them at GoStever.com. Why not? Yeah. Jay Lehman this afternoon.
That's right.
We're 3-0. We're 13 years.
Let's go.
I mean, Jay Lehman went to the Rose Bowl. That was exciting. He was an All-American linebacker, captain of that Rose Bowl team, but that's been 2008?
Right.
Anyway, Jay Lehman this afternoon with Lon Tay and Derek Piper. You don't want to miss an action-packed, electrified hour of radio.
And I know one of the sponsors is Long Branch Steakhouse, and I had a chance to eat there Saturday. It was so good.
Oh, it always is. All right, again, 3 to 4 today. Jay Lehman. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Meet you tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Tim Onstadt, Gale Frericks Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. A couple weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, so we got in a new shipment. We've got new Classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can. Well, that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
Your favorite Mexican restaurant, El Toro on West Springfield in Champaign, is still open 7 days a week despite the construction on West Springfield. If you're craving those mouth-watering Mexican dishes, just enter from the east. When you see the barricade at Springfield and Kenwood, look for their special driveway. It'll guide you straight to El Toro. El Toro will be serving up your favorites all through the construction for the next 5 months. Open daily and ready to welcome you. El Toro, your destination for authentic Mexican cuisine, even during construction.
Do you have great customer service skills and cash handling experience? If so, Prospect Bank could be the place for you. Our Champaign branch is looking for a dedicated, hardworking, friendly employee to join our team. Does working at a dog-friendly bank with great benefits and competitive products and services sound like something for you? Come join me, Jason Bergner, Senior Vice President, and either continue or start your career in banking today. Visit our website at bankprospect.com and click on Careers to apply.
Looking for the perfect pair of boots? Come on down to Pard's Western Shop in Urbana. With an amazing selection that fits every style, Pard's has the perfect pair waiting for you the next time you're hitting the rodeo or stepping out in style. They've got great deals and sale prices on men's cowboy boots, girls' cowgirl boots, and kids' boots. And their friendly staff will make sure you leave with the boots you love. Pard's Western Shop, serving its customers with high-quality merchandise since 1968. Go see them today at 306 North Maple Street in Urbana.
This is Lars Newbar. Kick off your weekend at the ballpark on Friday, September 20th, when the Cardinals take on the Guardians. That night, 25,000 fans will take home their very own Newt bobblehead thanks to Quick Trip. This is a bobblehead that I designed myself. The only way to get your own is to come out to Busch Stadium. That's Friday, September 20th, the Cardinals, the Guardians, and my own personally designed bobblehead. For tickets, visit cardinals.com/promotions. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Kenendo Oluga, linebacker on the football team.
Hey, you mind if I call you KO? Seems to fit.
Yeah, but I don't really knock anybody out on purpose.
Well, Sony wants to knock your eyes out with their new Bravias.
What's a Bravia?
Best Resolution Audio Video Integrated Architecture. It's just a cool acronym for the best line of TVs on Earth, starting with the Bravia 9.
Are you going to talk about pixels again?
Nothing gets by you, KO, but this time it's mini LEDs, thousands of them, powered by the intelligent XR processor that sorts out hundreds of thousands of on-screen elements in real time to deliver color, contrast, and astounding realism to sports and movies.
Well, that was a mouthful. So it really pops out, right?
Let's just say the camera really catches you popping a runner. You'll see the look of pain right through his face mask. That's detail, that's Bravia.
Very happy and honored to have Dr. Abraham Kocherl, cardiac electrophysiology, OSF, Heart of Mary in Urbana. What is AFib?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation is a heart rhythm disorder, and it's actually the most common heart rhythm disorder that needs treatment. So about 6 million Americans have it currently, and it's expected to increase to about 15 million by 2050. So it's a growing problem. There are lots of things that lead to atrial fibrillation, and this includes diseases like diabetes and hypertension, sleep apnea. Other factors that lead to it are an excessive alcohol and tobacco use, being overweight or obese, and being sedentary. Generally it's an older person's disease. Generally, if you have other heart conditions, it's worth looking for, so that there's a condition called heart failure, which commonly is associated with atrial fibrillation. So hopefully, if you have one of those conditions, those patients are being seen by a cardiologist, and that cardiologist is paying attention to the heart rhythm and keeping an eye on things to look for the development of atrial fibrillation.
To learn more, visit osfhealthcare.org.
You're listening to WSJK